How do I, 26 male, address my girlfriends, 26 female, weight gain? Now let's read some comments. Well, for starters, does she want to lose the weight? You can't make her do something she doesn't want to do. Sadly, if she doesn't want to change, then you have to learn to respect that, or move on to someone else like you said. Agreed. If anything, why don't you take her out on dates where you walk around or something? If you're starting to feel less attracted to her, it would be best to let her know tbh. If she wants to make the change, she will. If not, I guess it's her choice. So I know you're probably gonna get some hate for this, but as a female who is currently working on her weight, went from 150 to 185, this is a perfectly legitimate issue, and I don't think you're a bad person for wanting her to lose weight. I'm in a partnership where my fiancé and I have agreed to talk to one another if the other stops taking care of themselves. The truth is, it's about a lot more than the weight. It's about health. It's about shared lifestyle/activities, and it's about a healthy sexual relationship. My mental health took a dive about 2 years ago, and then we had a move, and then COVID hit, and a lot of the things we were used to doing as a couple weren't exactly available to us. When I got sick, I just never picked my normal healthy habits back up. At the end of the day, I know you probably feel like a piece of shit for this, but you really need to talk about this with her. Be as kind as you can, and reiterate the concerns and efforts you've communicated and made already. Then let her know that this situation would not make you happy long term, and that's your truth. If she comes around, then be patient and kind. If she sticks to her guns, it's okay to end the relationship. But you never want to do the ultimatum thing. It's about a lot more than the weight. It's about health. It's about shared lifestyle. This is important. It's also what you agree to take on later in life, although there will be unexpected illness, injury, etc. If she won't take care of herself, she invites preventable problems in down the track. Diabetes, mobility issues, heart problems, gout, and I'm sure many other things are all far more likely, and also mostly preventable. There are no guarantees in a long healthy life, but aiming for it is far better than the alternatives. In a weird way, I wish it was like she cheated on me, or she physically assaulted me. Those are easy, black and white relationship issues, where it makes sense to everyone that you should leave. Something complicated like this, where to some people it's perfectly acceptable, and to others I'm a terrible human being, makes it more difficult. Then there's the idea that I'm just not giving her enough time. Maybe it will click in a year and she'll get it, and get back into a healthy lifestyle. But then again, maybe she won't. It just sucks all around. And I think that breaking up over lack of attraction, in your age with no kids, is perfectly fine. If you lost attraction over fatness, unrelated thing, sometimes people just lose it for no reason in particular. Breaking up is fair thing to do. And if you can't even look at her over how she looks, you should break up yesterday. That state is damaging to both. You should talk about attraction and emotional issue as you have them. As in, you were sexy and now you are not to me. Body positivity is ideological rational thing. What opinion your brain have. Attraction is emotional subconscious thing. You feel it or not. No matter how much body positive you are, if you are not attracted and don't feel like wanting sex, you don't, and that is fine. You actually can have preference in how your partner looks like. When you use health angle when what you are actually talking about is attraction, you are bound to fail in that. Most people will realize that health there is excuse and will resent manipulative aspect of that. Same when you try to indirectly control her food and sport. It is annoying for recipient and never brings results. She is just going to resent that you are forcing her into activities that she does not like. There are fun sports you can enjoy, but hitting a gym is fundamentally boring for many people. People who do sport long term found sport that they actually like and that brings them pleasure, and the choice and responsibility must be on them. If it's not something that she wants to do for herself, then there really isn't anything you can say or should do. Use I statements, talk about your issues in the relationship. I no longer feel attraction. Keep the framing as how it affects you. then perhaps there's a conversation that can be had as to how to work on the issues as they affect you, be it losing weight, seeking more body positive porn or and representation etc etc. At the end of the day, if she is happy with her body and doesn't desire to change, then you either need to accept that or walk away. You've got your answer, guy. Body positivity. She is comfortable with herself and doesn't feel the need to change. If you are unattracted to her, then it is clear you both should move on. You might catch hate from some redditors, but I'm here to tell you that your feelings are perfectly legitimate. I'm going through a similar situation, and people will call you shallow. Whatever fact of the matter is, you fell in love and lust with a specific person, and she has changed into someone you're not physically attracted to. If you have communicated this to her and she isn't willing to change, you're going to have to accept it or move on. Don't let anyone make you feel less than for the latter decision. We are all human with needs and attractions, and if those aren't being met, you might as well leave. Someone else will love her for her extra weight and all, and you can find someone with similar ideas about health and fitness. See, I don't get it being shallow. If you dated someone that down at a bottle of wine a night, it would be uncaring not to say to stop. But people binging and ballooning in size is self-harm. I knew someone that would binge eat meals until they threw up, and I raised concern and was met with crickets. It's very stressful and not vain. You need to sit down and address this directly and honestly. Be ready to deal with accusations against you while she is in the denial phase. I have done this, and it's just the same. I get called a pig and the conversation goes nowhere. I feel like the only way out of the denial phase is just to leave entirely. I don't think she'll take my concerns seriously until then. Your feelings are completely valid and there's no reason for you to stay in a relationship if the attraction is gone. However, maybe you should look at this from her point of view. You said she's a nurse, and with COVID and all the stress especially in her profession, she may not have the time or energy to work out. If you decide to talk to her about this, be honest and clear, but remind her that you still love her, and the weight loss is because you're concerned. Don't make it something that seems superficial, because she may take offense to it. Good luck op. Close bracket. IDK. It doesn't sound to me like he loves her tbh, but only op knows. As someone who's been on the other side of this, just break up with her. Even if she loses the weight, it will always be in the back of her head that you'd go if she gains it back. I wasted 5 years with someone who loved everything about me except my body, and now I'm in a relationship where he loves me, period. And the difference is night and day. You both deserve to be happy, but it's clear that your lifestyles obviously don't match up as well as you thought. And that's okay. Exactly. Op has already made it clear that weight is an important part of physical attraction to him. Therefore he shouldn't be with someone whose weight is inclined to fluctuate. She needs to find someone who doesn't care about that stuff. Was part of the reason you liked her before was for her healthy lifestyle choices, or is she one of those people that could eat anything and not gain for a while? I had a friend in the latter situation where they were able to eat whatever all the time. Then around 25 years old their metabolism slowed or something, and suddenly the weight came with the habits. Because she never had to deal with that before, it was really hard for her to understand how to eat a healthy diet and do exercise, because that was just something she never did. It took a big toll on her mental health, and took our whole friend group to help her. In my case, I do a lot of stress eating. It's been worse since the pandemic began, because there's a lot of uncertainties caused by it all. It's not a good reason, but it's definitely why I also ended up putting on weight. Maybe you could offer a fitness included goal, like I have a romantic getaway planned in 6 months, but it involves a lot of hiking to get to the place I want to show you. I'm sure you can think of something better. Or maybe she doesn't like cardio. In my case, I do Zuskalite workouts because they are guided and always switched up. They aren't boring. She makes a new plan weekly for all levels and it's a home workout thing with options for body weight only. Feel like 12 to 20 minutes long, but really made a difference. Maybe she could do something like that. There's a ton of free resources on YouTube, TikTok, Insta, etc. that she can also look into. I know you have talked to her about health and things, but have you tried telling her why you love her? Like maybe she isn't beautiful to you now, but express her other wonderful qualities. Maybe she is having some depression or severe self-esteem issues for whatever reason. Maybe she developed a trigger for eating that needs to be addressed by a therapist. I know if my boyfriend told me he no longer found me attractive because of my weight, I would be very hurt. Though I would appreciate his honesty. Though that isn't what my boyfriend did. My boyfriend took a different approach. When I started getting a bit heavier, 150 pounds, I weighed 120 pounds when we met. He made goals for his own body. He decided he wanted to be a muscle guy and really dedicated himself to it. He was already fit and attractive, and he certainly didn't need to put in more effort. However, when I saw him putting in the effort towards himself, I started putting the effort towards myself. He told me he loved me regardless when I would come to him with my insecurity about my own weight, but always told me about his own diet and exercise plans with excitement. Now that I'm losing weight, he told me he started working on himself to understand more how to help me. We have a plan to start working out together in April. Also know that if your girlfriend does start to change her lifestyle, it will take time. However, if nothing works, you shouldn't forget your own happiness. Sometimes it's okay if the only person you can save is yourself. You said she's an RN, so she understands the risks associated with her weight. If she has steadily put on an average of 10 pounds give or take a year, she may need a couple of years to drop the weight. If she chooses to, does she work in the ER or a hospital setting with rotating hours? Abnormal sleep schedules can really mess with some people's metabolism, and if she's working crazy covered hours, stress eating might be the only thing helping her cope right now. Knowing that her weight is straining your relationship probably adds a feeling of helplessness to an issue she's already struggling with. Are you truly positive in your encouragement, or could you discouraging snacking come across as condescending and nagging? It makes a huge difference in how someone thinks you treat and view them by the words you choose. That said, although we tell ourselves we will love someone through anything, sometimes we can't help lack of attraction. Some people are more attracted to looks and some are more attracted to personality. The nuclear option might be your only option if you can't picture yourself with her long term at this weight. My suggestion is to try again for an open and fully honest conversation. Let her know that you love her and can't picture your life without her. That you understand losing weight is difficult and you're willing to help any way you can. Ask her what she wants or needs from you and what she expects from your relationship. Tell her the truth that you're having a hard time remaining attracted to her and that it's a physical issue, but it also bothers you because you want a long life together. Tell her straight up you know it's a crappy reason to leave a relationship, but you can't help how you feel. I'm not a skinny woman, and if my husband said this it would hurt, but I'd appreciate his honesty so much more. Before you talk to her though, ask yourself the bigger questions. What do you love most about her? How does she bring joy to your life? If it weren't for the weight issue, would she be the woman you want to spend your life with? As we age, looks will fade, and our bodies can fail. The next woman you choose could gain weight too. Instead of suggesting the gym, suggest a romantic walk in the park or on the beach. Plan a fun activity the two of you have always enjoyed together. This is never going to be easy, but I hope the two of you can work this out and find a way forward together. My grandma recently died due to obesity and untreated diabetes. While she was alive, we had to choose between having a relationship with her and not mentioning she was unhealthy, or having no relationship with her and mentioning she was unhealthy. It seems like this could very well happen here too. If she doesn't listen to your legitimate concerns, then you will either have to stop trying to help or walk away. That sort of weight gain that quickly seems a bit alarming. I'd perhaps start not by talking about her weight, but more about why her intake is what it is. Presumably she hasn't been increasing her weight by a stone a year before you met, so what has changed? Is there some mental health problem that encourages her to comfort eat? When was the last time you asked her about how she really was, deep down? You may not be sexually attracted to her anymore, but I presume you still like her as a person and a close friend, so care about her on an emotional level. To be together 7 years already, you must love her deep down at least, so use that to spend some meaningful time with her talking about her and how she is and what her mental health is like. There must be some underlying cause for her overeating and draw towards junk food. You're not wrong for being concerned or losing attraction to your partner because of this reason. At the end of the day, being overweight and having unhealthy coping mechanisms is not something to be praised. It sounds like you've been kind and patient with her by asking if she would like to join you at the gym and encouraging her to eat healthier too. Ultimately, your partner is suffering from an illness, and that needs to be addressed. Does she have a current therapist? This might be the next step in guiding her in the right direction. If she refuses to acknowledge her habits to help herself, unfortunately there is nothing more you can do. Having similar philosophies about health is extremely important. I would consider her behavior to be a deal breaker for me too. Not only do her habits affect her own life, you have to sit back and watch it affect you too. Personally, health is of the utmost importance to me. I suffer from a few chronic illness, and I was born with a defect in my legs, which makes life very hard to exercise at times. I still push myself, and I'm fit. In my experience, having worked in low socio-economic areas, I dealt pretty much all of my customers having very poor health and personal hygiene. It made me more anxious and psychologically unwell, to the point I had to leave. At a time I could barely eat and sleep, and I was doing everything in my power to help myself and my health. Being around toxic energy every day can harm you. I can only imagine what it would be like living under the same roof as someone in complete denial about their unhealthy habits. If you truly care for someone, it is too hard to sit back and watch them destroy their lives. That is very selfish of her to ask you to do that. I really hope you're able to get her the help she needs. As I said before, there is a massive psychological component to this, and I'm sure it's not just the physical body weight causing you to grow apart romantically. It has nothing to do with learning about body acceptance. A person can't expect their soul to just be happy and support a 100-pound weight gain. That's a big impact on physical appearance and attraction. I think it's healthy to want to be physically attracted to your so personally. Apart from attraction, I'm sure you'd like to have so that lives a similar healthy lifestyle, so that you can share a long life together doing the things you want to do. I'd give her a clear last time mentioning that you are at the point you are physically unattractive to her and therefore unhappy. If you're willing to give her another chance to change, then great. If not, then you can't be blamed to want to leave an unhappy relationship. Good thing you're young still and have plenty of time to find someone better. Thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button and activate the notification bell for more videos. Also like the video if you enjoy it.